How's it going, guys? Lord Sendo here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking a bit about my channel and some important announcements that I have to make, and I'll also be fitting in some information about Deepwoken, because I know I haven't done a Deepwoken video in quite a long time. So basically, November the 1st just passed a couple of days ago, and that's the date that you have to send your early applications to colleges. That date has pretty much been looming over me for the past month or even a couple of months. I've tried to keep going at it with 100% effort, but sometimes the stress and the amount of work that I have to do is simply just too much. That's pretty much the main reason why some of my videos recently have been like pretty low quality, and I've been skipping daily uploads a lot more than I wanted to. And I just want to apologize for that, because you guys gave me the platform that I have, and it's my duty to give you guys the content. With that being said, that deadline has now passed and I can put that behind me. I don't have to focus nearly as much on school, and that means that from now on I'll be able to spend more time reinvesting into my YouTube channel. What does that mean for you guys? Well, it means that first, I won't skip uploads as frequently, and I'll be trying to do double uploads whenever I can. It also means that I'll be spending some more time with my editor, Heavy, and trying to figure out a way of editing the content in a way that you guys enjoy. I still do plan to learn editing on my own and edit my own videos, but it'll probably be like a 50-50 split or something like that. I do hear common complaints that my editing quality isn't as high as it should be, and I understand where you guys are coming from entirely, and I think that criticism is warranted. So that being said, that's going to be a big focal point of the channel from now on. And the last thing that I'll probably be doing with my free time is spending more time in my Discord server, engaging with fans, and working on the guild. If you guys have been following the channel for a long time, you'll remember that I used to respond and heart every single comment on every video. I think pretty much that stopped because when the AUT videos blew up, I was getting hundreds of comments on every single video, and that just made it impossible for me to respond to every single one. Now that I do have some more time, you will see me respond to comments more, and hearting comments, and interacting with my fans. If you guys go and comment the word Neko, I will personally respond and heart it. So yeah, those are the plans for the future of my channel, and with that being said, let's move on to Deepwoken. So if you guys were unaware, there's a leak that's been circulating around Deepwoken info Discord servers. It's gotten out to pretty much everywhere, and it's pretty commonplace. You can find it in any server. Like if you go into my server or Agamatsu's server, you'll see it posted like 50 times. The leak in question is a tiny little video of a Vesperian, the beetle race, lifting up his mask and appearing to get some sort of a buff. I'll roll the clip now. So before you go screaming out of the top of your lungs something like this monkey would say,
"Oh my god, guys, this new Deepwoken Leak, it's pretty cool. It's pretty epic, guys. This new Deepwoken Leak, it's a shit, bro."
I have a suspicion that this leak could be fake. It could also be real, but I'll be trying to give the argument for both sides. So the first point which makes me a bit suspicious about this leak is that it has no source. If I'm correct, every single Deepwoken leak that we've gotten so far has had some source, even if it's an illegitimate source. For example, that tiny video medal clip that we saw before was from a tester who was trying to just give evidence of a bug to Ragusa. The Deepwoken assets that were stolen were just located by Cornish developers. This leak, on the other hand, has literally no source. We don't know who these people are who recorded it. It could be anyone. There are plenty of people in the community who are skilled enough to make leaks like these, even if they're fake, like Mikey and Kanoke. So the fact that this just started circulating on Discord randomly is a bit suspicious. Alright, so the second reason why I'm a bit skeptical about this leak is because of this one frame. The guy next to the person who was being recorded using the ability is evidently also a Vesperian, and simultaneously he's asking the guy who's using the ability if it gives some sort of a stat buff. Now there's a big inconsistency here, which is that if he's a Vesperian, he should know what the ability does. It almost seems like this question is staged. I will take one concession though, which is that if this ability is real, it could simply be progression locked, which means that not every Vesperian has it until they unlock some certain requirement. That would mean that this guy has simply just not unlocked the ability yet, and is clueless to what it does, and therefore, in that context, it does make sense to ask that question. Now, if you've seen Agamatsu's When the Monster is Sus video, you'll know that there's this new green bar for Vesperians. As you can see, it decreases as Agamatsu takes damage. This is almost definitely linked to some racial ability, and judging by the fact that Agamatsu had no racial abilities in his toolbar, I'm going to assume that the ability activates when the bar reaches 0, or it's just some sort of passive buff which maybe decreases damage taken. As we can tell, the ability in the leak was used actively. He didn't have to take any damage for it to activate. This either means that Vesperian has two abilities, one passive and one active, sort of like how Hasseldan has Bloodline and Last Stand. Or, in my opinion, the more likely alternative is that this leak is fake. If it is real, it's definitely going to be some sort of a buff, like perhaps increase your defense by 50% for, let's say, 30 seconds, because beetles are notoriously hard to kill. That's pretty much all I have to cover regarding that leak, so let me know in the comments whether you guys think it's real or not. But I'm not done with Deepwoken, because we do have some news from Archmage himself. He was talking a bit in the Rogue Lineage Discord server about some interesting topics, and Deepwoken was one of them. I do want to personally thank Archmage on behalf of the community for being so active with the fans. I believe he's sincerely passionate about the community and the creations that he's made, and the effort that he and Ragusa put in to give the players what they want does definitely not go unnoticed. So I want to talk about two things in particular here. About a couple of months ago, I made a video that Deepwoken could possibly have a low graphics mode. The consensus was that this could give players with bad PCs a much better time, and Ragusa and Archmage did decide to follow through with this, and they confirmed that Deepwoken will have a low graphics mode. My guess is that if you can play Rogue Lineage on your PC, you can run Deepwoken. This is obviously great news for the players, and let's move on to the next thing. When I read this, I blinked a couple of times and had to rub my eyes because I didn't really believe what I was reading. Archmage tells us that magic in Deepwoken is more like skills. They're fluid to use in combat, and they activate whenever you equip them. This is exactly how it works in ABA. You just click the number on your keyboard and it will activate the ability. You don't have to click again. I'm clicking the free key on my keyboard, and instead of like equipping the ability and clicking again, it just uses it straight up. That's how it's going to be in Deepwoken. I definitely did not expect this, and it's not how anyone in the community expected it to be either. If you have no idea how the system feels to play, go and try some ABA and you'll get a decent idea. This effectively means that Fakewoken's system is obviously null. In Fakewoken, you have to use the ability and then click it to activate it. That's exactly how it works in Rogue, but as we discussed, ABA and Deepwoken use a different system. I think this will be quite a large change for many people, as a lot of games don't use this system, and I expect people to try and macro or rebind their keyboard to take advantage of this. Either way, it's something that I was not expecting, but at the same time, it's not something I'm opposed to. It does sound quite interesting, and it'll be fun to see how this plays out. And the last important thing that Archmage said was relating to the development process of Deepwoken. They said they want the game to release as soon as possible, and right now they're working on some content. Despite this, they're still working towards a full 2021 goal, and they won't delay the game unless it's not ready. This is pretty much what I was expecting. I think the game is going to release in December, and this pretty much points towards that. I wish the best of luck to Archmage and Ragusa. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.